Welcome back to the Daily News. Maureen Korzik has joined us. She is the Executive Director of the World Affairs Council of Hilton Head Island. We actually just met last week, and it's just a thrill to get to know more about the World Affairs Council and you and exciting speakers that you've had for many, many years, and a really phenomenal speaker coming up next week on October the 7th. But good to have you with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us a little bit about World Affairs Council, your purpose, mission.
World Affairs Council has been around for 42 years. We pride ourselves on bringing the world to Hilton Head, which basically means we bring in speakers from around the country, and twice a year we bring in someone internationally, and they talk about world affairs topics, which run the gamut from Marie Yovanovitch, who is coming on October 7th, and she'll talk about the Ukraine, to corruption, to China, to you name it, anything world affairs we cover.
And how do you actually go and attend these speaker events? Do you have members or guests? So kind of talk about that whole process, Maureen.
We are a member-based organization, but anybody can attend our programs. They are open to the public. We hold them at First Presbyterian Church on Fridays at 10 o'clock. So all they have to do is come, and they can come twice a year as a guest and pay a guest fee. But there's definite benefits to people if they become a member.
And so have you found that there's just a hunger for speakers like this, world affairs speakers that really are very, deal with very serious topics?
I do, actually, because there's a lot of information on the web and on the news, and while we can't afford truly a person who you see on CNN, we usually get the person who's doing the grunt work at the level below. And they're the people who know what's going on. And the funny thing is, usually when they come to Hilton Head and do their presentation, what I get is people see them later on in the news and they say, wait a minute, we've seen those. They've been at World Affairs. So
now this is your 42nd year. So how did it start? And it's obviously evolved through the years.
It has. We got started in '81 with a small group of people who were academics, former military, who just wanted to continue the knowledge of what was going on in the world. And it has grown exponentially since then. We started at Palmetto Electric, went to the Temple, went to Main Street Theater, and now we are at First Presbyterian Church, which will hold over 1,000 people.
Wow. And Maureen, you just mentioned that you've got a very exciting speaker coming up on October the 7th. It's Marie Yovanovitch, former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. How in the world did you find her, get her?
We have a fabulous program committee who is all volunteers who really beat the bushes and use all their connections to find speakers who will be willing to come to the island and speak. And Marie's connection was, one of them was a alumni of Princeton, which Marie is alumni of Princeton, and they made the connection, and we are the benefactors of that connection. So we're grateful for our volunteers who work hard to get the speakers.
And is it going to be like an interview kind of format, or is she going to give a speech? What's the...
No, this will be kind of an interview. We're bringing in Margaret Coker, who's a international journalist based in Savannah, and she will be talking to Marie kind of with question answers, and with their mutual background of international travel. I think it'll work really nicely. And then we will follow up. The first half of the program will be the interview, and then the second half will be question and answer from the audience.
Right, which is very, I think, really cool that you allow the audience to get involved.
Best part of the program, I think. So.
We have about a minute left. Any other speakers coming up that you want to mention in particular?
Yes, actually we have our international speaker coming November 4th. He is coming from Russia. Actually, he lives in Finland now due to the war in Ukraine, and he's going to be talking about Russia and Putin. We also have a gentleman, Kevin Cassidy, who's going to talk about global supply chains in October, and that should be really fascinating. Right. So.
Good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, very interesting. Thanks, Maureen, for being with us. And we'll be right back with more Daily News.